Hello and welcome to the Filmmakers Club. I am so happy that you are here today because I know that what you're going to learn today in the basics of video editing production could set you off on an incredible adventure in life and creativity and fun. We're going to learn 4 things today. We're going to learn how to get your footage onto a timeline and chop it up and add some of your creativity into the mix. We're going to put some music underneath that footage, add some text on top of it. We're going to layer a little bit of footage too, and then we're going to export that creation of yours out into the big wide world because you've got an audience, you've got a voice, and it needs to be heard. Now, my name is Tom. I have been a film producer for about 15 years, and my job has literally taken me all across the world. And I've had some incredible journeys, incredible experiences, and met some brilliant, incredible, awesome friends through it. And that's why I'm excited for you today. So we're going to get straight to it. I'm going to make a little bit of content now for you to be able to learn from. And to do that, I can't stay as Tom, I'm afraid. I need to have a disguise. And so my name is Mr. Zob, and I own a zoo. Okay, so let's start editing. So what I am editing on today is a program called LumaFusion, which you should have. And I'm editing on an iPad because I have got old geezer eyes and I just need a bit more. Yeah, they just don't work as well as yours probably do. So just quickly to run over what you're looking at here. Up here, this is called the bin, and this is where you can you suck in all your creative content into your video. This bit here is the preview window, and the preview window allows you to see what's in this area and also what is on the timeline. And the timeline is this bit down here. Dun, 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 dun. And here you can layer up footage and music. And so this is a project from when I climbed Kilimanjaro back in October of 2019. And here's a little quick demo of what it looks like.
An oak is not felled in one stroke. 5. It is with perseverance.
It was a pretty awesome day when we got to the summit. This is the summit video. Anyway, we're going to talk today about how you can make some incredible content for yourself. And we're going to use a project that I filmed earlier. So I'm just going to tap back out here. These are all my projects that I've got on here. There's a mixture of work and family stuff. And to start your project, what you need to do is you need to go down to this little area down here, and you need to click on this plus icon just here. So do that. And then you give your project a name. So we're going to call this one Mr. Zob's Magnificent Zoo. I have made an advert for Mr. Zob and his Magnificent Zoo. Frame rate 25, frame aspect 16 by 9, landscape, don't worry about that for the moment. Basically that means it's this way around rather than that way around, and we're going to press plus. Okay, so here we are now in our project. We have started a project. Now the first thing to do is to find your footage. Now I'm assuming that you have got your footage into your photos, so if we click on this icon right up here, this is where we can suck in everything. So you can suck in photos and footage from your photo app, which is on your iPad. Let me just come up here and I'll show you where I've got everything. So in my photos and my recents, mixture of family stuff here, and then down here is all that stuff that I filmed on my phone, and I have also put it into a Filmmakers Club album just because it's easier for me to organize stuff that way. So, right, let's go back into LumaFusion, and if we click on Photos, there we go, you can see everything that was in my Photos app there. And this is the starting place. So up here is your bin, everything we want to suck into the timeline. If I click on this one here, this is me doing a very silly kind of presentation on why you should come to my zoo. So let's just play that and see what it looks like.
Oh, my name is Mr. Zob, and I would love to invite you to come and visit Mr. Zob's most magnificent zoo.
There we go, right, okay. So you can see up here, you can select anything up here and you can scrub along this little timeline here and see what is in that clip. It's a very powerful program, this. Like, I've been editing for 15 years and I absolutely love editing on iPad, just how fast it is to scrub around, look around. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the basics, and the foundation of this video that I'm creating is this interview. So what you can do up here, these yellow things are your kind of trims, so where you want to start the clip and end the clip. Now my clip is pretty well to time, there's not much kind of faff in there, so I'm going to just literally drag this down and put it on my timeline. Now if I double tap here, you can see the whole clip. You can kind of pinch zoom on the timeline, you can scrub along, you can press play, and I should be able to...
Hello, my name is Mr. Zob.
Very good. So you can move along like this. Now, just to mention, I'm using an iPad pencil, and that's more so that you can see what I'm doing, but you can obviously use your fingers, you can press play there.
Madman Mo.
But I'm using an iPad pencil just so you can see what I am doing. Now, this is the basis of the video that we're going to make today, and I'm going to show you how to, like I said, put footage on. This is the first part, and also how to trim footage, and then how to add stuff on top of that, which we're going to add these little cute animals on top of. Well, maybe they're not so cute after all, but anyway, we'll watch the clip. So let's go back down here, tap that down here, and we'll press play.
My name is Mr. Zob, and I would love to invite you to come and visit Mr. Zob's most magnificent zoo.
Okay, now I know that I have made a couple of mistakes in this. Basically what I'm doing is I'm doing a 1-minute advert and I'm introducing, I want you to come to my zoo. I've got a couple of graphics up here that I want you to drop in. We're going to add some music to this later on, and then we're going to export it. So I'm just going to find those mistakes because I need to chop out those mistakes to make it go well. So let's just move along a little bit here.
Film. Madman Mo, a rather cheeky monkey. Don't let him
There we go, so there's a mistake. So on Madman Mo, when I introduce Madman Mo, I make a mistake. So what I need to do is I need to go back here.
And Cuddly Bear. He used to be an actor in a rather famous film.
Okay, so that's the last character I introduced. I need to put a cut here. So if you press this scissor icon just down here, that will it basically splits the two timelines, and then I need to press play and find out where I get it correct.
Madman Mo, a rather cheeky monkey. Don't let him Madman Mo, a rather cheeky monkey. Don't let him get.
Okay, so I made two mistakes. Now I know I made two mistakes, so I'm going to put another chop there. I'm going to select this clip. If you tap on any clip, you can then do stuff with it. So let's delete that clip, and we should be able to check my transition now. Let's go back, and so I've just scrubbed along and press play again.
See, our lovable and cuddly bear. He used to be an actor in a rather famous film. Madman Mo.
Okay, that's pretty good. Now I did take a little bit of pause. I'm just going to pinch zoom in here, which is another cool feature. And then another way of trimming this is making fine adjustments. Is I'm going to just drag that along a little bit and drag this one back that way. This is making fine tunes. You see this kind of like light area? That is your audio. So I can see there that I've taken a bit of a pause in breath, and then I'm starting again. So if we press that transition again now.
An actor in a rather famous film. Madman Mo.
Now, don't worry about the visual change because I'm going to be putting footage over the top of this, so it doesn't really matter about the chops and changes, although I know a lot of YouTube stuff these days, that is an editing style. Now, there's one other edit that I need to make, I think, on the next character, actually. I fluffed up the next line.
Don't let him get too close. He'll nick stuff off you. Susie Swiper, our baby leopard club.
Yeah, so I said another mistake there. So I know that I put a cut here, and you can see I'm kind of using these audio edits to help me find my edit. So I think if I put an edit there, this is where I fluff up.
Susie Swiper.
Yeah, okay, so we're just going to select the clip I want, and then click this delete button down here, and that's going to get rid of that clip, and I will be able to play that transition.
Let him get too close, he'll nick stuff off you. Susie Swiper, our baby leopard club. Careful, she's got sharp claws. And Dozy.
Okay, so the rest I have got. So those are my two mistakes that I've chopped out. Just to kind of reiterate again, like whenever you clip on something, you can go like this. Now, say you made a mistake, all you do is click this undo button here. And just another cool feature down here, if you hold on this question mark down here, and if I hold it down, it tells you what all the buttons do. So if you ever get stuck, that's one place to go to. Okay, and then let's just play the outro, see if I've got any pause at the end.
www.zobsmagnificentzoo.com.
Okay, I'm just gonna trim that a little bit. So if I'm gonna pinch zoom in again to get on the timeline, move it along, and you can see my audio finishes there. So if I come to here, click on this clip and just drag that way a bit, that will be quite a nice ending.
Magnificentzoo.com.
One thing to mention about editing is it's all in the little details. So you know, when you watch stuff, you can, if you start to feel like you're getting bored, then that's a good sign that you need to chop something out, and it's all in the fine details. So we now have my full advert. I'm talking about Zoo. I've got a couple of these characters I want to introduce, and let's just take a pause there. So the next thing we want to do with footage quite often is we want to layer stuff up. So we want to put, this is my base layer, I'm talking about something, but I want to make that much more exciting. So I want to add graphics like this, and then I want to, as I talk about all the animals, I want to put this kind of footage on top of as well. So you can add up to 6 layers on LumaFusion, and the first thing we're going to do is going to add this graphic, Mr. Zob's Magnificent Zoo. So let's find out where I need to add it.
Most magnificent zoo
Okay, so it's about there. So let's find out the point.
to come and visit.
Okay, so that is where I want it. So same again, you click on it here and you just drag it down onto the timeline, and rather than sticking on top, you want to stick it above on the next layer up, and that will create a new layer for you. So let's just pinch zoom in there, and we're going to fine tune this. Let's make sure it comes up at the right time.
Come and visit Mr. Zob's most magnificent zoo.
Okay, so I probably want it to finish there. So again, just click on the one you want to edit. Again, I'm looking at where my zoo finishes there. That's the audio dropping out there. If we check that, edit back.
Zoo. It may be small, but it is incredible.
Okay, and now I am going to introduce the animal. So we're going to put some of these funny clips that I filmed earlier on here. So the first animal is...
Gots. Surf to Taz.
Okay, Surf to Taz. So this is the place where I want to drop this footage in. Now let's find Surf to Taz. We can, no, that's not Surf to Taz. Is this, no, that's not Surf to Taz. Yeah, there we go, Mr. Surf to Taz. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to drag this yellow thing. This is a trim, and I'm going to find out just before he comes on screen. And then if we drag this down here, on top of here, so let's see that. Brilliant. I might just trim that a little bit. There we go, and move it that way a touch. And let's play this.
Gots. Surf to Taz, our turtle that just loves to surf.
Now, I don't know if you could hear that, but my daughter was reading out the script in the background while I was putting the animals up in front of my iPhone. So we obviously don't want to hear, if I just get rid of my sound on the main thing and press that again.
Taz, a turtle that just loves to surf.
Okay, so that's my daughter speaking. So the quickest way to get rid of that is press mute. So this is your sound controls here, and I am just muting that. If we play that again.
Surf to Taz, our turtle that just loves to surf.
So we're going to add the next animal on here.
Mr. Fuzzy, our lovable and cuddly bear.
Okay, our lovable and cuddly bear called Mr. Fuzzy. Now this is here, I think you can recognise him, that's Baloo the bear. So let's just drag that along there. Now you can use this yellow thing, and one thing I've learnt to do, which is pretty cool, is you can come along here, and then so if you imagine this preview window split in half, if you drag down on this side, it makes a cut there, and if we go out on this side, and you can make a cut there, and it's just another quick way of trimming, but you can obviously use your fingers to drag that. It's just so flexible, this editing system. Anyway, we're going to drag that down here, and let's see how that lines up.
Mr. Fuzzy, our lovable and cuddly bear. He used to be an actor in a rather famous film.
Okay, so that is the next animal about to start here. We're going to pull that out. And I might speed this up in the video, but basically you want to add all your animals onto your timeline using your trim methods. Let's do one more for you. So the next animal is
Madman Mo.
Madman Mo, my favourite. He is the crazy monkey. So let's just again come along here. That's where he pops up. I'm going to pull down there and drag this clip onto the top of the timeline. Now the great thing is, like, if you ever just spend time having fun with this, like, don't stress about stuff. If you make a mistake, you can always press undo here. If we go undo there, that's undone that. Let's drag it back down again and just keep playing. So let's go again.
Madman Mo, a rather cheeky monkey. Don't let him get too close. He'll nick stuff off you.
Okay, there we go, next one. Right, so I am just going to whiz through these and put all the other animals on now. Okay, so we're going to add music now. So we've got this Mr. Zob's Magnificent Zoo advert that we've made here, but it definitely needs music because it's way too boring at the moment. So you've got this, remember this area up here, tap up here, and you've got all your sources up here. Now we're going to use Storyblocks today, which is a service that is given by LumaFusion. You only get a few free music tracks, but I think for today's lesson it's the quickest way we're going to get music on altogether. You can put your own music onto your device, into your file structure or into your iTunes. Now if you can't see Storyblocks on your sources, click on Add Edit Sources down here. It may be over here at the moment in Available, and this is in use, so we click on those three lines there, drag it to the bottom, come back, and there we go. So we'll click on Storyblocks. Now you need to be connected to the internet at the moment. You may arrive on a page like this with all these folders. If you're not connected to the internet, you're not going to be able to suck all this down. So let's connect to the internet, press pause on the video, come back. Then once you have got Storyblocks open, click on Music, and you can see all these ones that have got free underneath. So you can use these and play with these for free. Now when I was practicing on this, like, you had to almost download it first to be able to use it. But we're gonna, one thing I found is Summer Acoustic Pop, which I think will work quite well with this. So if we tap on that, it comes up in your preview window, press play, and let's have a listen to this. Okay, so it's quite a fun little track, and what we're going to do is we're just going to drag that down underneath. Now you can see here video on top, audio underneath, so you don't want to drag it up here, it's not going to go anywhere. See the green icon down here? We just drop it underneath there. So let's see how this listens. Okay, let's play it.
Hello, my name is Mr. Zob, and I would love to invite you.
Okay, so we've got music on there, but it is way too loud at the moment, isn't it? So what we're going to do is, the quickest way right now is we're just going to, so many ways you can do this, but the quickest way right now is we're just going to drag the volume level down to around about 24, and let's play back and listen to that now.
Hello, my name is Mr. Zob, and I...
Yeah, it's a little bit low, so let's go a little bit higher, try 18, see what that's like.
Hello, my name is Mr. Zob, and I would love to invite you to come and visit Mr. Zob's most magnificent...
Okay, there we go. So I let that play a little bit of time. I think the thing with music is, if you've got someone talking over the top, you need to make sure that that person's voice is heard more than the music, kind of thing. So what I was doing there was I was just adjusting this level to work out what the right level is to be able to hear the music, but more importantly hear what Mr. Zob is talking about, because if you can't hear what Mr. Zob's talking about, all you're going to hear is this music track. But that is, like, we've literally just dropped a very simple music track underneath. Let's play some of these animals, check it's working there.
Just loves to surf. Mr. Fuzzy, our lovable and...
Yeah, so you can still hear my voice and you can hear the music underneath. It's working quite well.
A rather cheeky monkey.
Now, obviously there's so much music out in the world, but for this lesson we're just going to use these free tracks up in Storyblocks. If you got lost in any of this, please go back and just play it again. Hopefully you'll be able to pick it up. And all I'm going to do at the end is we're just going to put a little slice this here. Now, I don't know if you can pinch it. You can drag this here like this, to get to the end. But there's one other way which we used earlier, if you remember, on the video editing, which is when you select a track or a piece of source, click the scissor icon, this bit's left, and I'm going to delete that. And then if we pinch zoom in there, and we'll just fine tune these now. You can see my graphics running over a little bit there, so I'm just going to pull that back in a touch, and then I'm going to extend the music. And then what's always nice with music is to do a bit of a fade out at the end. Actually, I might get the graphic to go a bit longer, get the music to come out there. So this is our ending.
The adventure! www.zorbsmagnificentzoo.com.
Okay, so that's a bit abrupt. So what we're going to do is, this is the next level of editing, so we're going to double tap on this clip here, which opens up a whole new kind of control area. Now I'm not going to move anything. The thing I'm going to do now is going to put something called a keyframe in. So I'm going to tap this over here, this little plus in a circle icon, and then I am going to come back out, and then I'm going to go right to the end of a clip, double tap on it again, and I'm going to put another keyframe in, and then I'm going to drop that audio. Can you see down here, this is, if you look at that line, that's basically the audio fading out. So I'm going to drop that down to 0, come back here to your main project area, and you can see that line there on the audio. If we press this now,
Adventure! www.zorbsmagnificentzoo.com.
okay, so it's maybe a little bit too soon. What I might do is I might start fading out here. I think my fade out started too early, so I'm going to come back in here, just going to add another keyframe, and I'm going to take that back up to 0, and there we go. Let's play that back now.
zorbsmagnificentzoo.com.
Great, okay, so that is all we're going to do with music today at the moment. Obviously there's tons more you can learn, but the simple thing of just adding a track underneath your video, fading out at the beginning. I don't think we need a fade in at the beginning. I think that starts quite well. You've got a bit of drums going on.
Hello, my name is Mr. Zorb, and I would love to invite you to come and visit Mr. Zorb's most magnificent zoo.
Magnificent zoo. Okay, right, yeah, I'm happy with that. Right, we're going to move on to the next lesson, which is going to be adding text on top. So we have got our footage, we've got our music, we've got our graphics here, we've got our little animals popping up. And what I want to do now is just show you how to add text. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a little name title on top of all of these animals as they come up on screen, just in case, just to reiterate what I'm saying underneath. So, simple thing here, you've got this plus icon down here in a little circle. Tap on that and click on overlay title. Now what that's done is that's put another layer on top of here. Let's zoom in a bit. Oops. Zoom in that. And then I'm going to just trim that layer so it fits all the way over Mr. Turtle. And you can see it says your text here. Now let's just play. First I'm going to look at where this appears. So let's press play.
Surf dude.
Okay, so as soon as I say surf do tab, I'm looking at my audio file here. I'm going to put that there. And then again, like we did with the music, double tap, select your text here, double tap again, and then you can edit your text up here. So again, if you missed that, go back, but let's come back out again. So we've got our text title here, double tap on it, it's selected already, double tap on it again, and I can edit my text here. So this is surf dude Taz. Okay, oh, I put surf dude Raz there, let's put surf dude Taz. Okay, so we've got the text now. It's pretty boring at the moment, as you can see. Now what you can do here is you can move it around. Now I'm going to put all my text at the bottom of the screen around about here. You can put it wherever you want. I'm going to move it down here, and I am going to size this up a little bit so it's a bit bigger. Now there's some kind of styles up here. These are my own personal styles that I've got, but you should have some styles like this down here. Let's pick a green, I think, for that. And I'm also going to change the font. So if you look at this one, I've got Arial MT. I don't know what you'll have on your thing, but let's click something like Marker Felt or Chalk Duster. Now again, you're going to have different fonts on your machine depending on how your devices set up, but I'm going to pick this font, marker felt, and I'm just going to size it up a little bit more. And right, once I'm pretty happy with that. That's cool for this project. Click on this little back arrow back here. We're going to come back here and we're just going to watch how that looks.
Surf Dude Taz, our turtle that just loves to surf.
Okay, now I think I might just trim that a bit so the text disappears just after he disappears down into the water again.
Just loves to surf.
Yeah, actually, as soon as he disappears off screen, I want to get rid of that text. About there. So you can kind of scrub along the time like this to see if you've got it in the right place. Yeah, about there. Right. So I'm going to add one more here, and then I'll zip through and add them all down. Now, a really quick way to do this. Now once I've got I'm happy with this text style and where it's positioned and the font and all that kind of thing, is to click this little button down here, which is duplicate. So let's just hold down that question mark. See, it says duplicate, and we're going to duplicate that. So I have got Surf Dude Taz duplicated, so I'm just going to drag this over for the next animal. The next animal we've got is Mr. Fuzzy, our lovable and cuddly bear. So let's see where that should appear.
Mr. Fuzzy.
Okay, it's pretty much straight away. So let's call this one Mr. Fuzzy. Double tap on that again, double tap on that one, and type away Mr. Fuzzy. Okay, so I'm done, and then I click this arrow back here, and let's go again, let's play that.
Mr. Fuzzy, our lovable...
Oh, now that comes up way too quick, doesn't he, because he's not on screen. So let's do it as soon as he pops up on screen. Let's drag that there.
Mr. Fuzzy, our lovable and cuddly bear. He used to be an actor in a rather famous film.
Okay, I'm going to let that text play out all the way to the end. So there we go. Just to reiterate, to add text, you click on this plus icon down here, click on overlay title. Once you get a layer, double tap on it, and double tap on it again. You type in your text there, hit done when you're done. Play around with your font style. You've got your color down here. There's a whole load of stuff down here if you want to get creative. I'm just keeping it super simple for this lesson. Click back and add all your text on. Right, I'm just going to whiz through and add all the next layers of text on, so all the animals have got their own bit of text, and you can do that now too. Okay, so we are now on the exciting bit, the final bit, the bit you all are doing this for because you want to show your content to a audience. So we're going to do an export of this little advert. Now, what I always recommend before you ever export stuff is watch something back all the way through, because it's when you're editing, you can't see the wood for the trees, and you usually make mistakes. So I am just going to check this back, and you can see the advert in its entirety, and let's watch it together, and then I will show you how to export stuff and to get it into your photos on your iPad. Here we go, let's watch it.
Hello, my name is Mr. Zob, and I would love to invite you.
Actually, let me just show you one other trick. Let's put this back to the beginning. If I double tap on this, you get it full screen, and press play.
Hello, my name is Mr. Zob, and I would love to invite you to come and visit Mr. Zob's most magnificent zoo. It may be small, but it is incredible. We have got Surf Dude Taz, our turtle that just loves to surf. Mr. Fuzzy, our lovable and cuddly bear. He used to be an actor in a rather famous film. Madman Mo, a rather cheeky monkey. Don't let him get too close, he'll nick stuff off you. Susie Swiper, our baby leopard club. Careful, she's got sharp claws. Dozy Dirt, you'll be lucky to see him awake. And finally Frank. Now he looks super cute, he's very, very dangerous. So come and visit us. It's a fun-packed family adventure. www.zobsmagnificentzoo.com.
There we go. Okay, so the full advert. There's a few things that I might just tweak a little bit that I've seen after watching that. I think the audio levels were the music was a little bit too high in certain points. So if I double tap on that, I thought under this bit here my audio was getting a bit low. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to double tap. Actually, I'm just going to bring it down here to say 20 and just listen back to this bit here.
He's got sharp claws and dozy dirt. You'll be lucky to see him awake.
Okay, so I can hear my voice a lot better here.
Now he looks super cute.
It's just a tiny bit too loud before. Anyway, yeah, that's I'm happy with that. What we're going to do now is we're going to export this, and we're going to click on this thing down here. You'll see that in a lot of apps you've got these days, the box with an arrow sticking out of it. So we'll click on that, click on movie, and where are we going to send this to? We can send it to YouTube, Vimeo, Files, but for this lesson we're going to send it straight to our Photos app. So let's click on Photos. Now ignore all this stuff here, just go with what the settings are, and we will cover that at some point in the future. So again, click on this export here, and what it does is it writes your movie. So basically it's putting all that you've mashed together and it's sending it to your Photos app. Now when I was first editing, this used to take absolutely hours, so to be able to do this in less than, what was that, 30 seconds is pretty awesome. So if we just have a look up here, no, it's not there, go to Photos app and we go into recents. Here we go, we have got the advert in its entirety on our Photos app.
Zob, and I would love to invite you to come and visit Mr. Zob's most magnificent zoo.
So there you go, you have exported and made your first video, and from here you can send that to your friends or to YouTube or wherever you want to send it. So again, just to reiterate, this has been a super fast, super quick basics lesson of how to edit. You know, the basics of editing are filming footage, sticking into a bin, an area where you can suck it into your timeline. On here you can chop it up, you can take out your mistakes, you can put footage on top, you can put music underneath, and then you can add text. Now that's the basics of pretty much everything that you see on TV or YouTube. It's just footage cut together with music and text and then put into a really nice package. And like I said in the introduction, the limit is your own imagination. You can go as far and big and wide as that, but what I would do is I would recommend that you learn the basics now. Go back and watch this video, figure out how to do stuff, figure out how to get your stuff onto the iPad, and then you can send it around the world. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, so that is it for your class today. Thanks for being here. I hope you have learned some very cool things that you can put into practice. I'm really looking forward to your creations and your editing. And just remember, this is a video. So if you need to, you can go back over and over and over and over and over as many times as you like to just get it in your mind how to do this kind of stuff. Really looking forward to seeing what you've got to create, and I will see you soon.